The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosinzia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosinzia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosinzia has garnered great reviews and even been endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mia Mosinzia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags. Makes great gifts 24/7, 365 for family and friends and loved ones. Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also great merchandise like T-shirts, pop sockets, phone cases, hoodies, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, along with PayPal and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman, and you've seen him on the OxicClean commercials. He's known as the OxicClean guy on TV, and he was friends with the late Billy Mays and spokesperson for McDonalds, Armandhammer, Nutrisystem, swivelsweeper, stickybuddy, and a lot more. You've seen him on TV and talk about these great products. And he also started on TV shows like Pitchmen and Kingsofkush. And his career took the detour, however, on his TV career when his daughter was diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder and also needed an alternative prescription medication that robbed her of her personality. We'll talk more about that. He also entered the second act of as owner of a hemp farm, which is born out of necessity for his younger daughter. And it's called MONTKUSH. We'll talk about that. It's based in Vermont, 116 acres worth, and farming CBD and CBDA products. We'll talk about that. He's got a great company out there. We encourage everybody to check it out. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas, on the road, the amazing owner of MONTKUSH and best known as the Oxiclean guy, ladies and gentlemen, the very multi-talented Sullivan. Anthony, good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Hey,
Thanks
Mike,
for joining us today.
How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on board as well, too. So you're known as an OxicClean guy on TV, and we bought a lot of it, and you're totally amazing. And you're friends with the late Billy Mays. You're also spokesperson for McDonald's, Armandhammer, Nutrisystem, swivelsweeper, stickybuddy, and a lot more. And you also started on TV shows Pitchmen and Kingsofkush. Your career took a detour, however, in your TV career when your daughter was diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder and needed an alternative to prescription medication that robbed her of her personality. And you also entered the second act, and you're an owner of a hemp farm that's based out of necessity for your youngest daughter. It's called MONTKUSH. We'll talk about that. And based in Vermont, 116 acres worth, and farming CBD and CBDA products. And you've got some great stuff out there. We'll talk about that. And before getting to all that, Anthony, tell us how you first got started.
You want to go all the way back to OxyClean, or you want to talk about the hemp? Like, how far back do you want to go?
Let's start with the OxyClean, and even before that too. So you're known for these OxyClean guy, and tell us about that, or maybe even before that. So how far you want to go? It's up to you.
I mean, it's a long story. I'll give you the short version, just because. But I was at a loose end in my 20s, and I discovered that I had a knack for being able to jump up in front of a crowd of people, and I learned to pitch. And there was two things really. I learned to pitch, and I also, I got a great satisfaction out of demonstrating these really cool products that I thought were great. I had a lot of passion for them. And the first product I ever sold was it was called the Amazing Washmatic, and it was a car washing device, and you could wash and rinse your car with one bucket of water. Oh, wow. And I love that product. I really loved it. And I loved selling it even more. And I went on the road as a kid, and I went all over the place selling that thing. And I ended out turning the TV on one day, and I saw my first infomercial, and I thought to myself, you know what, I want to see if I can get on TV, because all this being on the road is difficult. So that led me to America, and I graduated from selling car washes. I really went up a notch and started selling floor mops. Because I found a mop that I loved as well, and not only did I love that mop, I know it's hard to love a mop, but I did. I love that mop.
I still love those things. I got a clamp after myself too. It's like, I love mops.
I love selling them. I enjoyed selling these products that I loved, and that led me to America. Moved to LA, sold everything I had, and I went 50 states, like living in the back of my van, selling those products. And I landed on HSN back in the mid-90s, Home Shopping Network.
I remember that, yes.
And I got my first break on TV. And it was great, because I went from selling on the flea markets and home shows and boat shows, and all of a sudden I was a familiar face on these shopping networks, which at the time, it was pre-internet, right? So, it was great. I was on television. I was very happy with that. And I was in the eye of the storm. And that's when I met Billy Mays. I met Billy. Billy was from Pittsburgh, and he also was a great demonstrator / pitchman, is what he referred to himself as. In England, we call myself a demonstrator. Anyway, I met Billy, and Billy was working with a product that's now OxyClean, and we would both be on the air at HSN, and we'd be selling, like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of product. And in about the mid-90s, I decided to start a production company to make TV commercials, to kind of break out off the shopping channels and get into mainstream media, and make short commercials. And I got a couple of products that I brought out. The Tap Light was one of them, and a few more. Anyway, Billy and I teamed up, and it was great, because I produced the commercials and Billy was in the commercials, and the two of us had a lot of experience. And that's how OxyClean, that's when you probably first started seeing OxyClean, was back in the early 2000s. And we had a really, really good time with it. And but Billy was the OxyClean guy up until 2009. Well, he always will be the OxyClean guy to me, because he was. But of course, he passed away back in 2009, which is 13 years ago. Seems like yesterday. And I had so much experience with OxyClean, and also Billy and I had a TV show together on Discovery Channel called Pitchmen, and it was produced by the legendary Tom Beers, who did Deadliest Catch. Yes. Billy and I had a nice run, great friendship, and eventually OxyClean came to me and said, listen, we think you might be a good option to become the OxyClean guy. And at first I was a little hesitant, because it's a big shoes to fill, but I decided to do it. And here we are. I started in 2010, I think, 2009, 10, I became the OxyClean guy, and here we are in 2022. So it's been about 12 years now. So that's how that all started. And so it's been a very interesting, my career, my been living in America now. I'm 53, coming up on 53. And I moved here 30 years ago. And it's been a great, I'm in Austin, Texas right now. I live in Florida, but that's kind of how it all started.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm ready to buy a product right now. I've got my card with me, order by phone, and all. I'm so ready to go.
Payments, everything is 2 easy payments of $19.99.
Oh yeah, that's right. But wait, there's more. So we got to throw in there. It's like, wait, there's more, but we got to talk about the other things first before you find out what's more. Yeah, you're also in McDonald's. You're in Arm and Hammer, Nutrisystem, and you did talk about swivelsweeper, stickybuddy, and tell us about some of those.
Well, what happened is along the way, I had, there was always an inventor that would come to me with a product, over the course of these 30 years, and swivelsweeper was one of them. Nutrisystem is a different thing altogether, but the swivelsweeper was, I'll use that as an example, was a gentleman called two inventors out of Chicago, and they invented this sweeper, and they brought it to me, and I loved it. Again, I love the product. And like I said, I love selling it even more, like telling the story of the product. So, every now and then some of these products would come across my desk, and I go, you know what, I think I could sell this. And brought me a lot of joy is not, obviously it's fun to sell something and to make money and to have business and to have, to be able to build a company and have a team around you and share the success with other people. But I always loved the relationship that I had with the inventors. It was always great to make, every time I sold a swivelsweeper, I knew that a portion of that was going to go to the inventor. And I worked with a lot of inventors over the years, and it's been a lot of fun. Stickybuddy was another product that I worked with the inventor, a guy called Tyler, a great guy. I worked with him. He's out of Ohio. But so I've always been on the lookout for hot new products. It's changed a lot with the internet lately. It's everything is. It's never been easier to launch a product, but it's also never been harder to launch a product. So it's been a lot of fun finding those products. But I still have my production company, and I'm still, Oxiclean is front and center. But I've got a new I don't want to use the word product because it's not really, it's more than a product. But I have a new venture that I've been working on for the last 3 years, and it's really, really taken off. So it's funny how life takes some interesting turns,
It does, yes, too. And we'll talk about the direction that took you as well, too, with your daughter. And what was the most unusual invention that came across your desk?
Oh, my God. Over the years, I had some crazy inventions. I think that one of the craziest things I ever saw was the shark stopper. It was
shark stopper.
It was a product that it was
shark stopper. Oh my God!
It was a product that you wrapped around your ankle, and it allegedly stopped sharks. See, I've seen so many crazy products. I think the number one product that I saw, and I would tell people, don't give me anything to do with a toilet. I've seen more inventions to make cleaning a toilet or going to the toilet, easier. So toilet inventions, and people always seem to want to do, come up with some sort of toilet invention. So I've just so many crazy products, over the years. And I had, oh my God, I've seen it all. I don't want to say I've seen it all. I mean, I watch episodes of Shark Tank, and I've seen some crazy stuff over the years.
It made me think of that Batman episode where he pulls out the shark spray, and it's like they're climbing up like 100 feet in a tower, and the shark is well out of the water, still chomping the leg, and pulls out the shark spray. It just makes me think of that. They could use that shark stopper, but
I know.
And of course, with the toilets as well too. I'm sure people really give a crap about that one too. So
right.
Having the toilets and everything, but also too, like let's say an invention too, let's say I present to you, hey, I've got a pen that will squirt blood at people, like for Halloween. So how do I go about registering a product and present it to you? And what's the criteria that you use?
Well, the criteria, I got to be honest, the criteria sort of changed now because, we used to have an 800 numbers, and we'd make a 2-minute commercial and we put it on the air, and we'd look for products that were unique and new, that had plenty of margin, because we needed margin to cover the cost of the media, et cetera, et cetera. But the whole process has evolved now because of, obviously, Amazon has become a big player in the space, and the fact that social media is such a big player now, and there's been a big migration away from people watching stuff on television. So you'll see less and less products launched on TV right now. And I think I was in that platform for launching products in the in the 2000s was at its peak. And what you're seeing now is it's a lot of people just going straight to digital. to launch something. And it's hard to break. It's harder and harder to break through now because, there's so many people with access to, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, social media, digital. It's a much different marketplace now than it was 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. It sounds more like a saturation, like with TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and everything like that, and social media. Now, if you were to launch OxyClean today, do you think it would have the same success, maybe bigger success, or do you think it would have bombed or something?
OxyClean is a phenomenon. It's a phenomenal product, and it's America's #1 stain fighter. And OxyClean was really hit the general public in around 2000, and the timing for OxyClean then was absolutely perfect. And it's funny because we lived in a world then when really there was a laundry solution for everything. But when I look back at OxyClean and I look at the story of it and the impact, it was the right product at the right time with the right pitch and the right person at the right price. And that wasn't just, it was, the commercial was great, the product was phenomenal, the pitch guy Billy Mays was great, the demonstrations were magical, the price was right, and it was just the right time at the right place. If they launched OxyClean today, if we launched it today, would it be successful? Yeah, I think it would. I think it would be you'd be looking at it, through a different lens. But it is interesting to look at that moment, and I feel that the really big hit, it's very difficult to have a big hit right now. I can tell you, up until about 4 or 5 years ago, the big hits each year, I could tell you, and it's the same with music, I could tell you the big hits, but I feel now there's a lot of singles and a lot of doubles. You don't hit so many home runs, but, getting on first base is great. But OxyClean has been a home run. So, would it be, I'm going to say yes, because OxyClean is America's #1 stain fighter. It gets the tough stains out.
Yes, it does. Just like mine. I just spilled coffee on it.
So yeah, it's a great product,
It certainly does. And you got a better product out there. And we'll talk about how it got there with MONTKUSH. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@SonicWebStudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com and over 30 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with the terrific gentleman who is known as an OxyClean guy on TV, and he's also spokesperson for McDonalds, Armandhammer, Nutrisystem, SwivelSweeper, and more. Anthonysullysullivan here on the Mike Wagner Show. And you also had another invention as well, too, that, just came out of where your TV career just took a detour, where your daughter was diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder and need alternative to prescription medication, which robbed her of her personality. And you'll tell us about that story and how the MONTKUSH came about.
So, obviously, I have a little girl. She was born back in 2009. She's 11 now. She's doing great. Her name is Devon. Hi, baby, if you're watching. She was born with like you said, a rare genetic disorder, and it doesn't have a name. It doesn't really, she's on the spectrum. She's at the autism spectrum, but it's manifested itself in several different ways. And it was it's been a very challenging 11 years for me as dad and for our family. But it's, having a kid is challenging, on every level. Even if your kid is neurotypical, you're faced with parental challenges. But anyway, she was put on an anti-seizure medication when she was 7. And we obviously took the advice of the neurologist. And what happened next was pretty tough. The side effects of the meds were she was already thin, and she lost a phenomenal amount of weight in a very short period of time. Her skin sort of turned from soft, childlike, glowing skin to this sort of ashen skin. And I could, when I'd wave, she doesn't talk like you and I would talk. She uses word assimilation. And I communicate with her personality, and her personality sort of just vanished. It was in there, but I couldn't, I would literally wave my hand in front of her and be like, "Hey, baby, you're there." And she's like, it was very difficult. So we decided we had to do something about it. And we read a lot about CBD. And it was in the early days of back in 2017, 2018. And we did a little research and we tried it. And I was quite impressed with the results, and I was so fascinated by what I was experiencing that I decided to take a deeper dive into it and see, look into this. And I, like anything, I always have to love the product and I have to love selling it. And I thought, you know what, I've had a great run, and I still love making TV commercials, and I love being the Oxiclean guy. But what about if I could make something that was really, really, really good for my daughter? Not good, great. What if I could do this? So what I decided to do, I woke up one morning after visiting a friend of mine's farm up in Vermont, and I bought a piece of land up in Vermont, 116 acres. And with the help of a couple friends, I embarked on, decided to grow. I wanted to understand the process from the seed to the finished product. Because it's there's not a lot of information about. There's a lot of, some studies been done, but the money really hasn't got behind it. So I thought, well, what if I actually do this myself? What if I farm, if I seed, if I plant the seeds in the ground when they're saplings and grow them till they're fully mature, harvest them, bring them down to the greenhouses, dry them, and see if we can make our own CBD. Some people have had some crazy ideas in their life. I mean, Mario Andretti was a race car driver, and next thing he decided to have a crack at growing wine. So I don't think I'm the first. I don't think I'm the first person who's ever fantasized about doing something a little different. Anyway, in the course of it, we ended out making a CBD that is, I believe, is the best CBD out there. It's called MONTKUSH, MONT. Mont is for a shout out to Vermont, and we're very close to Montpelier, and our farm happens to be on the side of a mountain. So Mont, and Kush is a shout out to the genetics that come from the foothills of the Himalayas. But MONTKUSH means happy mountain, and we got a USDA organic certification. We use a very unique extraction method to extract our CBD by using a press. So I don't know how much you know about it, but there's a few ways to get CBD out of a hemp plant. And the way we use is completely solventless. And we have a USDA organic certified tincture. My daughter was our first customer. It's selling unbelievably well. It's a beautiful, great product. And I'm very, very proud of what we've done up in Vermont. And it's obviously my true north on this one is a little different to the household appliance and solutions items in the house. I was in a new space on this one. It took me out of my comfort zone a little bit, but it's been a very, very exciting few years.
It sounds rather exciting. And of course, you have the CBD out there. You also have CBDA. So explain the difference between CBD and CBDA. It
was interesting. So what happened is because CBDA, I don't know how much you know about this, but CBDA, when you grow a hemp plant, the CBD exists inside the hemp plant as CBDA. And what happens is most people, when they extract it, they use chemicals and they use high heat and they burn off the A. So they get regular CBD. Now, CBDA is the top of the food chain. And because we use a press, which only uses a little bit of warmth and pressure our oil that we squeeze out of the flower is very, very high in CBDA, which is as Mother Nature intended it. Anyway, about 3 weeks ago, Oregon State University released a study that linked CBDA to COVID. Now, I want to be careful what I say here because I don't want to make any claims and I don't want to get in trouble and I don't want to, but
that's fine.
Some researchers out of Oregon State University made some findings and they're pretty interesting. And of course, we've been making CBDA for 2 years. Now, we didn't know when we started this because we always wanted to make the purest product possible. We didn't know when we started this that we didn't even know the pandemic was going to exist. That all of a sudden, these researchers in Oregon State got picked up by Forbes magazine, got picked up by Bloomberg, got picked up by the Daily Mail, by the New York Post, the Wall Street Journal, you name it, New York Times. And all of a sudden, the key ingredient that people are looking for, we have it. So it's been great to be all of a sudden, we're already doing great. And next thing, we have this mad rush towards MONTKUSH.com, and people are looking for CBDA. So fortunately, we've been, it's our number one seller, but it's been a real treat, if you will, to be, in the wellness space, doing something to help my daughter, making a product that I'm really, really proud of. Solventless extraction, getting a USDA organic certification in a space really where I'm way out of my comfort zone. And all of a sudden, we're on the receiving end of this data that comes out of Oregon State University that says, hey, if you take CBDA, it might help, with some of the issues you find with COVID. So it's just been you couldn't make it up. So our website's exploded in a good way. And it's just, it's very exciting times at MONTKUSH right now.
It sounds very exciting too. And of course, most of the CBD products out there have some degree of THC, some don't allow it and everything. Now, do all your products have some THC? Is it like a small percentage, or do you leave it out entirely, THC?
We are full spectrum. So we are below the threshold, but below the 0.3% threshold, which has been something we pay very, very close attention to. I love the fact that we're able to, because of the way that we extract, we are able to keep a lot of the nutrients and vitamins and minerals and terpenes that are in the hemp plant intact. So when the end user, the customer, whether it's my daughter, whether it's you, Mike, or whoever's using it to help with sleep, to help with relaxation, to help with inflammation, to help with stress, they experience what a lot of people are calling the Entourage Effect. And I'm going to say this, 99% of the CBD out there, in my opinion, is it's like light beer.
Light beer, like Miller Lite. It's there, but
I don't want to name any
brand
names.
No. Don't do that. No.
It's like light beer. All the other CBD brands are like light beer. And you know how that goes. You can drink a lot of it and it's kind of tasteless. And what we have is like a micro brewed. It's like the equivalent. Sometimes I equate it to fresh orange juice versus gas station orange juice. Mm-hmm. If you take an orange, a nice Florida juicy orange, and you squeeze that orange and you squeeze it into a cup, you get that beautiful fresh tasting orange juice. And then you go down to the gas station and get a $1.99 jug of orange juice in a plastic container. Is two different things. Mm. And that's our CBD is like fresh, the freshest orange juice. So, and we did it because I wanted to make the best product possible for my little girl. And I've always really had to feel passionate about the products that I represent. And in this case, I didn't represent this one. This was something that I did it for my daughter. I bought a farm. I pretty much moved up into an Airstream for almost 2 years. I mean, back and forth. It was very, very difficult, very stressful because I didn't know, it was a new thing for me. But every time it got hard, I thought, you know what? I'm doing this for my little girl. I'm doing it to help people. I've had a great run. I've had a really, really good run. Oxiclean is America's #1 stain fighter. And I'm so happy to be part of that brand. And if I could do something here that is a little different, that's, helping people, then it just feels great,
And certainly does too. And what does MONTKUSH come in as well too, like oils, creams, lotions, and everything?
MONTKUSH comes in. We have soft gels. We have, which are, you know, like your soft gels, take with a glass of water. We have tinctures, which are our number one seller. And that is how I like to take MONTKUSH. It's in its purest form. And we also have gummies as well. We also have a pain roll on, and we have a body dose. But our tinctures are the little oils. I have one somewhere in there. I can go and get it. But I'm actually in my, here we go. I'll show you. Oh, excuse me. I'll just get up here. I got my little MONTKUSH box right here. But this is the tincture right here. These are the oils. And
can you bring up a little closer?
Yeah, it's about a 30-day supply. I don't know if it'll stay in focus there. Yeah, it's a little tincture, and you just take a dropper of it and put it under your tongue for 30 seconds. And this is our number one seller right here. So I'm very proud of it. It's it's a lot of work went into this bottle, a lot. So we also have our pain roll-ons, and we have our soft gels, and we have our gummies as well. Gummies are delicious. They're really, really good. But what I'd like to say, if there's a lot of people who have no idea what CBD is. They're afraid of it. They think they might get high. They, there's a lot of, I use the word snake oil out there. If you're curious about CBD and you want to try it, and you're suffering with pharmaceuticals, obviously talk to your doctor. Give MONTKUSH a try. It's we got our USDA organic certification. We are traceable. So if you want to know where your product came from, it came from a farm in Vermont, 865 Lower Road in Vermont, 116 acres, right side of Plainfield. I had a hand in pretty much every single plant that came out of the ground in some way, shape, form, or another. And we grew 66,000 plants in our first year. We did 75,000 in our second year. And we have a really, really, I'm very proud of it. If you can imagine, this is a wine. If you could compare this to a wine, this is a fine wine, or a sipping tequila. We have a beautiful curated sipping tequila of CBD. So if anyone's thinking about getting it, and we're right in line on price wise, our value is great. We understand CBD is expensive, and we want ours to be affordable. And our CBDA is it really is something else. 5-star reviews after 5-star review after 5-star review.
That is so amazing. I love it. You say it comes in oils and creams and roll-ons and gummies and everything. And what else are you planning on having it come out as well too in the future?
We're working on a couple different form factors right now. I'm a big believer in my business. I like to keep it simple. I like to do like one thing and do it really well. Like OxicClean gets the tough stains out, and it does it really, really well. So I try not to get caught up in too many. Some people have talked to us about doing pet treats and things like that. But right now we got a great product that people love, and we do a lot of testing and a lot of researching. And when the time is right, we will release some other products. But our tinctures are doing great. I'm very proud of them, and that's where we're focused right now.
And where can we find MONTKUSH at?
So you can go to montkush.com, MONTKUSH.com. We're on Instagram and Facebook. Look, just Google on your search engine, type in MONTKUSH, and bam, it'll take you right to the site.
We certainly will do so. And what's coming up for anthonysullysullivan, the OxicClean man and owner of MONTKUSH? We'll find out in just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-ring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the amazing Anthonysullysullivan of MONTKUSH after this timeout.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to the Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with the amazing Sullivan of MONTKUSH, the OxyClean guy, and more here on the Mike Wagner Show. Just a great story and background about your amazing company, Anthony. And what else can we expect from you in 2022 and beyond?
I'm very focused on, my number one focus right now is trying to be a great dad to my daughter. I absolutely love her. I'm actually currently in Austin, Texas. I'm up here in a couple meetings. We got a MONTKUSH Airstream. So I just drove it from Florida to Texas, had a beautiful drive across the country. I'm excited. Hopefully this is the year we put this pandemic behind us and we can kind of get back to some of our normal lives. I think it's been a very difficult year for everyone. Everyone has had, whichever side of the political fence you sit on, and people who've lost loved ones to COVID. I think everyone's going to be happy, hopefully, to put this in the rear view mirror. And I'm very, very focused on making, bringing MONTKUSH and getting it right and growing the company and making sure all of our customers get a great experience. We're looking at pushing into some international markets, but it's not easy. If you want to know on a personal level what I want to do, I'm good friends, and we just did a deal with I don't want to use the word deal, but Andrew Cotton, who's a big wave surfer, is in the HBO show 100-Foot Wave. Mm-hmm. He's part of our MONTKUSH family, so I'm hoping to get out to Portugal and Nazaré and do some toe surfing, and just focused on growing the company and staying fit and just doing it right, keeping an organic certification and making sure I do my recycling and making my bed.
And certainly doing a great job. And don't forget the OxyClean, will you?
OxyClean gets the tough stains out.
That's right. That's right. And of course, the MONTKUSH will get those tough ones out there too. So who do you consider biggest influence in your career, Anthony?
I think my dad was both my parents. My father passed away a few years ago. And my father really, I went to work with him at a very young age, and he's gone now. And I kind of wish I spent some more time with him in his final years. But I think he gave me the initial drive and courage and to get out there and make it happen yourself. So I look up to my father for giving me that support at a young age. And my mother is also absolutely incredible. She's in England. She's got a birthday at the end of the month. So I'm headed out to see my mom. My parents are great. And my daughter drives me. She really does. Every time I look at her, she has such a big influence on me. And in business, you know what? I got to be honest. I've always, and I would say this in a way, I've always loved what America stands for when it comes to the entrepreneurial spirit. And I don't mean it's one person or one business person, but the spirit of making it happen, of getting out there in this country, the United States, what you can do as an individual that is open to anyone. There are very few countries, if any, in my opinion, where you can go for it in a big way in the United States. And I think the fact that we live here in this amazing country and have all the opportunities open to us, whether it's Austin, Texas, or Florida, or California, or New York, or Denver, there's just so much opportunity here. And I think, that has been a big part of my life, the influence of that can make it attitude that we have here in the United States. It's something really special, and I value it, and I look forward to many more years of it.
And certainly do so as well, too. You've been totally amazing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Stay in the saddle. Stay in the saddle. I really think it's important, even when it's, I don't think I'm the first person to write this. I actually read Matthew McConaughey's book recently, and he talks about red lights and green lights. And I feel like, when you get red lights, and he sums it up beautifully in his book, you get those days when and it can be in your personal life, business life. It can be, in a relationship when you think you can't make it, or you just feel like quitting. Is stay in the saddle, and eventually those red lights will turn green. It's important to realize sometimes the difficult times that you're in, you don't see it at the time, right? Why is this happening to me? It's making you stronger. So it sounds so cliched, but I think everyone's had a tough couple of years, and it's important to stay in the saddle and keep at it, and keep smiling.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. Stay in the saddle. I will remember that. So we're here with the Oxiclean guy and the owner of MONTKUSH, Sullivan, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Just amazing. Anthony, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely terrific. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back in 2022 and beyond. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, where can people purchase or check out your stuff?
You can check us out, montkush.com, and I'm on Instagram at Sully on TV, SULLY on TV, Sully on TV, and I'm also on Facebook too. And DM me directly. And if you want to pick up MONTKUSH, MONTKUSH, that's MONTKUSH, and remember, OxyClean.
That's right, Sully.
Out.
That's right, Sully. Big thank you for your time. You've been totally amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back. We wish you all the best. You've got a great future ahead of you.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.